And officially, good morning. Welcome to the Market Watch Group Wednesday Market Midpoint. My name is Scott. I will be your host. As always, let me remind you that what we do is for education and illustrative purposes only. What we say, what we do should not be considered or construed as a recommendation to buy or sell any financial security or product. We're not brokers. We're not advisors. We're just speculators that have become best friends, meeting. I don't know. Am I overstating it? That's what it feels like to me. Okay, what are we going to do today? Good morning, Bob Walker. Kami, good to see you. Today's opening analysis, a little jitters. ADP jitters. It's surprising to me. I know it's the worst read, and I think they said it's in 2 years. It's a less, less impactful report. It has less prestige or esteem than the Department of Labor non-farm payrolls coming on Friday. It's a much more volatile report. They'll miss by a ton 1 week. I mean, to me, I'm like, yeah, it's ADP. But the fact that there was like a tweet immediately after it trying to put pressure on the Fed, I don't know, man. It's interesting. I don't think the Fed's gonna look at that at all. And again, for us, we don't we pay close attention to labor market information. We don't ever want to have one report where we're like, right? We gasp and do something drastic. It's one report. And like I said, they miss, and then all of a sudden it comes back. Well, let's just relax, wait and see what Friday brings. And even if it's down, I mean, if it's a negative number, certainly we'd be a little bit more concerned. I think we'll be fine, personally. So I don't want to come into this with too much. And there's been plenty of stronger than expected reports. Exactly. Right? Exactly. Okay. So we'll talk about it. We'll talk about the opening analysis. We'll peek in on our posture to see how it's holding up. Mindset for trades. Trades look fine. We put a new one on and the new one looks great. I'm still looking for more because it's an increasing momentum market. So I get the news. We know how the news cycle works. What do you see? The news is trying to make you think and feel. And I'm trying to make you see what's on the chart. What do we see in front of us? And then we'll process it. Anyway, okay. We'll look through the opportunity list because, let's keep looking for trades. Why wouldn't we? Exploring some setups and talk about this week's trading plan. We've really been pushing this week to talk about it. I've brought it up in every session. It's an important section in your trading plan this week. Section 4 is risk management, all of your risk parameters. So let's get to it. Okay. I had to restart my charts. Give me a second while I bring this over, move this down, and get my panels a little bit smaller. Okay. This is the new trade. Yeah. This looks great. I think a good number of people took this and got it either. Good morning, Miguel. Good to see you. Alert came out here, and so hopefully you got it there maybe early the next day and benefited from much of that. Obviously, this is 1 day in. Same, you know what? And someone mentioned this yesterday, Miguel. He said, same stop loss. Well, if you look, we were awarded a quick Heikin-Ashi. We caught the last red, and now we have our first momentum candle. And that first momentum candle certainly can be rewarded with a raised stop. Starting 112.50. 112.50 was down near the bottom of this. I mean, yeah, right? You could really, honestly, you could jack it up to 150. I mean, you could take a big chunk. That's a great thought process. I mean, everyone's, right? Like we love to discuss the possibilities. Let me see if I have this one. Yeah. What is going on with these parameters? It's like I have it in here. Let me see. I thought I built this. My computer needs a reset, I believe. A restart. 137, 125, and then the stop. So let's add a slice. Let's go 137 here. Let's go 125 here. And we started with 112.50 here. Then we're going to reorder so that they're in numerical order. Okay, so right now, we got halfway to the first in a day. Real nice. Stop would be losing 350 at 112.50, which would be what? If this is 3 contracts, oh no, that shouldn't be in there. 3 contracts is what, about 120 risk each? What did I say it was? 155? I might have been a little heavy on that, actually. Let's put some time in there. Okay, yeah, if we get to Friday. No, Friday's the 6th. And that's a little bit more like 140. Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate. Okay. Any questions on what I was just doing in order to get us all oriented so we can, talk about these what ifs? Right now it's making some money. The big price, if we can really catch something. Gene says, I am lost. Gene, is this the platform that you are on first and foremost? Because that will help me to know. And here's the market opening. Okay. So where I am, and you're going to see us go in here kind of a lot. So if you go back to old recordings, you'll see this. I'm in the Analyze tab. And in the Analyze tab, what we consider this is our what if world. What if it gets to our target at 137? What if it gets to my first potential take profit zone at 125? What if it stops me out at 112.50? Now, this has, if you look down here, this has, if you have a live trade on, it has your live trade. If you don't have a live trade on, you can say, what if you can what if the contracts. So if you watch on Tuesdays and Thursday evenings, we'll sometimes build a trade and we'll be like, well, what if I do this one here? And you can see now this is a what if in green. If it's a live trade, it's this one in here in white. And so this is a representation of our trade in this paper account for me to, keep track of and work with. Now what? Let me move this back down. A little lower. Okay. Now I have all my numbers. If I coming into this thing, this had about, we'll call it 450 max, 450 of risk, 450, 150 a contract. If it gets up here, and I make 3,300, that's $1,100 a contract. Risk 150 to make 1,100. This thing has some great potential to it. Up here, I'm getting 2-to-1, $300 a profit. I'm getting 2-to-1 if it gets to 125. Right? We're marginally down today. It doesn't mean anything. What Miguel said was, what if we move our stop loss to where? Well, not to today's Heikin-Ashi, to yesterday's Heikin-Ashi. Today's would possibly be for tomorrow, and tomorrow's for, right, and so on and so on. So I could move that up here underneath this. Let's call it 115.50, a little below the low. So I'm gonna go from 420 of risk to 115.50 to 200. Boom, cut it in half. Cut the remaining risk in half. So if all of a sudden everything fell apart, you would lose half of what you started with. Great idea. Great idea. Is it too close? No, I don't think that's too close at all. In fact, what Miguel said, and I'm going to show you one more thing, and then we're going to get back to the watch list in the market. I hope this was an okay journey. Now, Miguel said break even's around 117.25. Today, this little hash mark, this little red hash mark, that's break even today. This little red hash mark, that's break even at expiration. If I waited all the way to, I don't know where that hash mark just went, but it disappeared. That was interesting. But as I add time, you'll notice that this thing it's harder. The more time you add, the more that that jumps across to the other one, right? Because that's time disappearing. Let's go back to today. So break even around 118. Here's the stop now. Yeah, this looks great. This looks great. Trade managed. Trade managed. Okay, love it. Good conversation. Whoops. I need the other charts. Let's go back. Okay, so hey, it's up 0.5%. It's still going. Very nice. Let's keep an eye on that. What else do we have still on? You probably have IBM like me. It just sort of fell from the left side to the right side, but it's still right on line with this trajectory. No problems here. I'm okay with this. Looks good. Yeah? Everyone still in? Some of you still in? Let me know. I felt good about us not getting shook out of this one, right? We did not get shook out. Love it. What else is there? Morgan Stanley. Morgan Stanley's having a little bit of an I think I can takeoff moment. Press lost patience. I get it. We had a little conversation about patience the other day. Is Sandy here? I can't remember. Didn't see if she was here or not. She's not here today, but we had a little conversation about patience. I get it. It's still sort of slow, but it looks like it wants to try. Okay, let's see what it can do. And then our good friend Meta trying to reinvigorate. So we had a conversation about this, and we said, man, it feels like you lose a lot when it drops from the high. It doesn't feel like it. That's what happens. Or it does feel like it because that's what happens. When you get to the highest point, your delta's at the highest point. So that all that work you got to get that last dollar where you made the most, you give it back at the fastest rate. And then it starts to slow down as it drops. And so that is a highly frustrating thing that does lead to some of the reasons why we do profits management the way that we do. So one of the things I said was easy enough to mark the high that you were like, man, I sure did fall a lot from that high. Well, that high was 675.58. We're at 676.87. If you want to lock it in because you saw it, I'm okay with that. I mean, we're always trying to push, right? But taking profits is what allows us to push sometimes. I mean, it's moving right now, so let it go, right? It's moving. I don't know why this isn't working for me. I can't close it. Like, I got to restart. Sorry, let me go find that trade in. Definitely throw questions out if you have any about our. I think that's it, right? Those are the current live alerts that are kind of on. Let me know if you have something else that you want to hit. I'm going to go through the whole watch list now, but I do want to go grab trade alerts. I'll move it over so we can all see it. Yeah, I mean, I thought today was going to be a little bit dicey. Looks fantastic. Meta's back on the move. Meta's back on the move. Let's see. CLS is there. Meta is there. 685. Oh, see, I mean, we're pretty close to that. It's 679, 685 was kind of the. That's not. When I put that out there, that's not like dogmatic by any stretch. If you see this, you saw where you were yesterday, you saw what you lost then, and you're sitting around right now. Certainly, if you're going to be able to watch it, you could pop down. That's a beautiful first candle right there. Yeah. Steve C says he just took a piece. Well done. Fantastic. That makes a lot of sense to me. We're not going to squabble over a couple of points when we're around targets and we have nice gains to take. 100%. Love it. Good discussions this morning. Press said with patience when the broader market was popping and MS was just kind of pulling back. I felt like I was trading my own stuff. I love that. Yeah. For me, yes, Bob Walker, too late for CLS, and I'll show you why. My too late. We're on candle 3 now of these momentum candles. Yeah. It's tough at that point to catch there. Good questions. Good comments today. I love the comments. I like it, and I think everyone else does. Like, when you're willing to share, I think everyone benefits. Anyway, keep it up. Keep up the good work, magnificent people. Let's get the whole watch list in now. Yeah, I feel all right. Here's the market. It's moving a little higher. This is what we wanted. Obviously, we're bullish. But we talked about, can we get 1 or 2 more days? And what is that going to do for us? Okay, how we're on this little VIX race. We got as low as 1740 now. 1740. We're trying to get to 1724. I mean, I don't know. Like, I feel like that's so close. It is still technically a higher low. And even if it weren't, remember, the higher low is just an automatic head signal where we're like, boom, 5% out, 5%, $5 out, 5% out of the money, 5 weeks out in time. Get me some puts. At the same time, we talk about how if you're, let's say we get 2 more days. It's Friday. This thing is pushing right here at these lows. And you've got 2 trades still on. Would we think about putting a hedge on? Hell yes. That's the answer. Hell yes. I don't know. Is that a good answer? I mean, we've had a great amount of increase, but we're still at 3.25. We're not a 6. And even at a 6, I would be thinking about it, especially if I had a certain number of trades on. I've got some side conversation going. Miguel says, profit taking currently, how volatile market is. I have split 50-50. 50-50 is a good number still. I agree with that. I don't think we've had. So here's what's interesting. And I love that we're kind of touching on some of these subtle pieces of how our market posture can come in. Yesterday, we talked about the fact that the trade alert was a bit of an anticipatory alert. I haven't done one of those for months because we don't do anticipatory trades when our market posture is in a bad place, right? We're not we don't think, let's jump in early and see what happens. But we've just had 5 weeks of this beautiful market recovery. We have this momentum market. We're at a 3.25. So the CLS trade was not fully, quote unquote, confirmed in having a stochastic turn and cross. And a few people noticed that. They picked up on that. And subtle, but indicative of the increased strength we've seen in the market. What would be another subtle indication? Realignment of profit taking. What Miguel's talking about, where it's like, you know what? If we start hitting our targets more, I don't want to sell half at the first target. I only want to sell a quarter or a third at the first target because I want more contracts hitting the bigger target, obviously. But are we confident enough to be there yet? And that's kind of the discussion. So if you're like, what are you guys talking about exactly? That's what we mean is, at what point do you start to actually, if I have 4 contracts on, do I say, you know what, I'm only going to sell 1 at the take profit place. I'm going to take a little piece off. And then I'm going to take those other 3 and try to get them up there. And when I get up to the top, I might take 2 off and see if I can take 1 for even a little longer. Those are the differences as we go through it. And so, no, I'm still in that. Yeah, I'm going to take half at that first place. And they're pretty good. I mean, yeah, it's pretty good. They're pretty good gains too, right? So, yes. Okay. We've looked at the VIX. We'd like to see it push a little lower. We've looked at the market. We've looked at the trades. Let's go look at the opportunities. And that's my order. So you know. Where do I always start? Where I have skin in the game. I don't think, let's go look for the opportunities. I think let's go make sure everything we're in. There you go. Press says, I'm hunting. Love it. Amen. Which again, Press, well done managing trades through life where knowing you have a bunch of things going on, right? You dial back in advance. ABBV is sneaky. I'm like, I don't know. It just kind of just keeps sneaking on higher. Amazon. I know someone has a piece of Amazon and it's a little concerning because it is the 800-pound gorilla in the consumer discretionary space. I don't know why we would see it stalling. Miguel, it's like, it's me. And I'm not happy with this little doji sitting here today. Yeah, it's weird. Okay. It's not wrong. Okay. APH. Gene also has a piece of Amazon. APH was just, if you remember, we missed this one. I thought about that one as a anticipatory, but it just wasn't quite enough. I mean, that really is kind of like a hammer in all effects. And so by the time the breakout came and it got to here, then it's like, ugh. And you'll notice it's really only moved about 1-to-1 what the original risk was. So even though it looks good and it would have been a profitable trade, I don't know. That's where you'll see me. That's what I'm waiting for next at this point. Bank of America, nice to see financials. When we see that, we think, oh, good, MS should be moving. We already saw that. Caterpillar, that's one I'm thinking about. This was the line I was thinking about. So if we can kind of get through this, can we make a run up into this area here? Sorry, somebody just came in, and I want to make sure I let them in. Caterpillar, opportunity, right? Sienna, earnings tomorrow. No, earnings 625. Oh, 6.5 tomorrow. Yes, sorry. CLS looks good, still moving. CME. CME was a great one. This was most of us, I believe, right in here. And this was Kevin. Gold star to Kevin. He got out before the drop. But if you had managed according to the Heiken-Ashey methodology that we talk about, and even on this last day, I said I'd probably want to go down to a 4-hour. You would be out pretty quickly before the drop. So, now what? Well, looks to me like that horse is getting a little bite to eat. And maybe a little rest. And then looking to trade it here. Whoop, just like that one. Yeah? Okay. The exit of a profitable trade is the first sign of setup for the new trade. Okay. Cisco. I kind of wavered, and then now I'm like, we'll see if that sets up again. Delta. I still see a bit of potential either in Delta or possibly Hilton. These are a couple of travel-related consumer discretionary stocks. So I'm like, maybe. EA. I said this yesterday. I'm just putting it out there. Kind of thinking about maybe a put. Maybe a put on EA. It's a small consolidation still. Like if you look at this on the weekly, it's got pretty good momentum through here. I'd like to see it breaking, but I'm waiting for a trade to present itself to me. We'll see what it is. Nothing on Flex, nothing on GE Vernova. Oh, GE Vernova is my missed love. We just couldn't connect. We wanted to. Just barely missed each other a few times. Google. Oh. Don't tell that. That's true, right? PLTR is my soulmate. Oh, goodness. Google's looking nice for setup. I think Google seems to maybe just be a little bit like we have Meta. It's looking great. Are we over correlating in communication services? I feel like no. I feel like I would be comfortable putting on Google following up. I know there's been some news that's been concerning, but what I see looks like a trade setting up. Goldman kind of flat. Actually, Goldman's not looking as strong. That's good for us for taking Morgan. Hilton, possible. Robinhood, a little overextended. So Robinhood just broke a cup and handle. Not a big handle, but a handle. Now what? Well, this is a pretty heavy line that my thought is if it fades, we'll actually get a bigger piece on the next one. So keep it on the list. Keep watching, and it will bear fruit for us. How Met overextended IBM. Okay, IBM's getting back up onto the line. Let's go. What's our what is our IBM? There it is. 274. It's not even close. Let's call a quick audible on IBM. Right? That's lucrative, 274. I think we need to move down towards 269. Right? I think coming into Friday, 269 and being aware of, I mean, it's still fine, right? I'm not gonna, just because I didn't get a few of these in a row, these are still fine. But if I get near 269, I'm thinking that's where I'm going to take that first piece. I was feeling pretty ambitious. Okay, I can see where I was thinking now. It is ambitious. It's not moving like that though. It's slower than that. It's got to really speed up. Otherwise, I'm going to go 269, 274, call it a day. Right? If you're in a plane, you're flying across the country, you think you're heading to one city and you're starting to run out of gas, you're going to land the plane. Right? Give me your thoughts on that. We'll keep looking at it, but that's what I'm thinking. IWM. Okay, we'll see how the small caps fare. MasterCard staying around. There's Meta getting close to 680. We're seeing some things there. I think I can. It's going to do it, you guys. I feel it. Good vibrations. Pay some compliments. Turn on your classical music. Press. Microsoft. Yeah, I don't know what to think of Microsoft these days. Anybody have a good read on that? I don't know. Netflix. Yeah, that one's kind of similar. It's just floating along up there, overextended. Nvidia, no. Palantir. Okay, Palantir. Sometimes that happens, right? It's almost like another hiccup where it's like you got this great start and then it just didn't go anywhere. Okay, great. Pull back. Reload. Give us a chance right there. We'd love that. No problem. I have no problem with that. If you're in it, sorry. My apologies. You probably shut it. Philip Morris starting to pull back. There's a nice defensive stock to keep on our list and one I would definitely look to put on a pullback. Let's see, Fireflies, how you did on today's summary. Review and update the trading plan, specifically section 4 on risk management and all risk parameters. Oh, 100%. 100%. That's a great summary. Do that. Summary number 2, monitor the stock price and consider taking action if it approaches 269. Well done, Fireflies. Fireflies had a couple of weak summaries recently, one of which literally just sort of like made me look bad. I don't know what that was all about. It felt personal. But it's upped its game. PM on a setup, getting closer. QQQ, Roblox. I can't believe it. Like literally the entire move here almost has happened again off of that consolidation. That wasn't even a consolidation. That's just not fair. It should have to give us a consolidation that we can then trade out of. It feels wrong. Rivian. Yeah, see? I don't know. Is it going to hold? Is it going to try to bounce? We'll see. Rocket Lab. Yeah. I like Google. I like Rocket Lab. and I maybe like a couple of travel stocks. That's kind of what I'm seeing right now. SE. Oh, look at SE trying to make a bounce. That's a tough. That one was just kind of weird and choppy. Here's the SPY holding up, looking okay. Tesla pulling back. Fireflies has to. It is a learned language model for sure. TSM. Oh, look at TSM trying to pop out, take leadership position in the semiconductor space. Uber. Oh, interesting for a bounce on the 50, maybe. Visa strong. Liking Uber, I see that. We talked about the possibility of putting on Visa or MasterCard in addition to Morgan. Does anyone remember why I didn't? Did I have a reason? I didn't. It should have. It looks quite good. Would be getting to its first take profit now and then hoping to get a little bit more. I know. I felt like I said we'd be okay with that. Like, I was like, oh, I think we could be okay if it's credit. Right? If it's credit, Visa or MasterCard, outside of the others. I should go back and listen to the tape so I could, hold myself a little better accountable. Walmart, for me, it's got to get in here. And then, I don't know. I still feel like this is holding resistance there. You bet, Gene. And honestly, that's the kind of thing. Gene said, thanks for the Analyze tab explanation. That is magic. That's what sets, that's the differentiator for Thinkorswim, in my opinion. They've got good charts, great charts. I like their charts. That Analyze tab, that's the value proposition. It is what I couldn't trade without that or charts right now. Those are the two tools I need to have. I need to have charts. I need to have the ability to get in there and dig around and make that. So we will do more of that. And you can always request that in the working sessions where you're like, hey, can we go use the Analyze tab and take a look at this trade? Oh, absolutely. You say that and I'm like, hell yes, let's do that. Great. We made it through the watch list. We looked at all of our trades. Everything's looking pretty good. I mean, come on, pat ourselves on the back. A lot of people have weird jitters. I think we're doing quite well here in this market. Feeling pretty comfortable. Let's go meta. I'm not going to pat for very long. 1, 2, done. And then I'm back to what? Manage risk. Think about that hedge. Think about taking the profits. Think about tightening the stuff. I mean, right? That's what we do. We manage trades. Got the stop. Oh, okay. Got that stop loss moved up. Like it. Caterpillar is definitely the closest. And I would say looking for some evidence of bounce out of Google and Rocket Lab. Good stuff. Good stuff with more to come. Today at 3 p.m. Eastern, Glenn will be on to wrap up the last hour with you. So talk about how this market shuts down tomorrow evening, working sessions. All right, let's keep on keeping on. It's great to see everybody. Phenomenal energy today. Really enjoyed it. Great energy. I appreciate you guys. Have a great rest of your day. As always, happy trading.